Hi.
Oh, it's probably Drew. Oh, shit, sorry.
We're fine. You ready?
Yeah.
Everybody ready?
Ready.
Sure. Wait a second. Let me finish this. I think it's Drew.
Who's Drew?
Drew who?
Drew.
Oh yeah, Drew.
Who's that?
We're here at Monument City Brewing Company in Baltimore, Maryland, with Ken and Dave from Monument City. All the way on my right is the beer guy. You know him.
You know him, you love him. You can't live without him.
First things first, Ken, stop looking so goddamn handsome with that beard standing next to me. I'm supposed to be the guy on this show that has a good looking beard. This thing is amazing.
Thank you.
Tell me about your beard grooming regimen.
There is none. I just wake up.
Awesome.
That's it.
God damn it.
That's it.
But look at Dave. Tell us about your beer grooming regimen.
Same thing. I just wake up.
Just
There it is. Perfect.
I just wake up and make amazing beers.
We're not very fancy as far as our beard grooming here at Monument City.
Dave, you want to tell us about one of your upcoming beers?
How about Among the Pines?
Among the Pines. Tell us about it.
It's a double IPA, 9% alcohol, Simcoe and Amarillo. Some
Pretty
spruce
old
tips in
school.
there. Yeah.
Spruce tips.
Pretty old school. West
Yeah.
Coast.
Probably be super clear.
That's right.
I mean, it's called Among the Pines. You've got spruce tips in it. You're using some piney old school hops.
That's right.
You're going for the old school IPA flavor.
Yeah.
That's right. It's kind of our seasonal double IPA. Feel it's appropriate for the colder months. We're stoked for it. Yeah.
Not a hazy
What's
one.
the ABV on it? 8?
9.
9. Ooh.
So that's an interesting point. Do you see the haze craze sustaining the way it is, or do you see a return to more aggressively bitter beers?
I think it's probably here to stay for some time. I mean, I think, everyone's palates evolve and change, want something different, which is kind of the cool part of the industry or the craft industry. We've kind of taken some of those approaches and put them into, kind of more traditional West Coast style. Less kind of upfront bitterness and more kind of aroma and perceived bitterness.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you keep a little bit of the IBU factor with a greater late addition hop component.
That's
so you're
right.
sort of hitting on both sides of the ball there.
Yeah.
We were talking about different additives and making things different, which brings us to when's Bullseye coming back?
October 19?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe October of 19. Yeah.
So look out for it. It'll be the 101st anniversary of the Gets Candy.
That's right.
Let's let the squad know what Bullseye beer was.
Everybody knows those caramel cream candies, Bullseyes. So I'm eating them, and I'm like, man, this would be a kick-ass beer. And I thought, who could I ask? And I said Monument, because they have the brown ale, and we could do like a Bullseye brown, right? So I texted Ken, and Matt, of course, was on vacation. So Ken was like, I'll have to talk to Matt when he gets back. I had to go up to Rhode Island for something, and I'm in this old school candy store, Pearls in Providence, old school. And I see the Bullseye, so I take a picture and I send it to you, and I sent it to Scout, and I was just like, I'm doing research for this candy. And so this was like on a Monday. Then on Tuesday, I reached out again and he said, we're gonna talk to Matt. And Matt was finally back from vacation. It's a miracle. Wednesday, I Googled Gets Candy Company. Come to find out, Gets Candy Company is probably what, a block?
About 3 blocks that way.
3 blocks that way?
Yeah.
I was like, Ken, this is like your neighbor. And Ken's like, yeah, we knew that. I said, should we get them involved? So he was like, well, we can see. We didn't have to because Mitchell Getz, owner of the company, was drinking here like the next day.
He came in, I kind of threw out the idea to him, and he was on board. So I know we originally planned to do it like April, May time frame, and we were going to do a cream ale. Tank space wasn't available, so we ended up pushing it to October, which worked well because it kind of aligned with Halloween.
Halloween and all that kind of stuff.
And so we turned it into...
Before we do anything, we need a beer clean glass.
October, which worked well because it kind of aligned with Halloween.
Halloween and all that kind of stuff.
And so we turned it into kind of a caramel cream milk stout, which we were all really happy with. I think the really fun part about it as well is we had a charitable aspect to it. So McVet, which is maybe 1.5 miles up the road.
Which I forgot the coats, which I have a bazillion of them. Thank you, Whitey's customers, for your donations to the coats.
They work with educating and training veterans, homeless veterans, so they give them room and board, educate them, train them, get them ready to kind of move back into kind of a normal setting.
Soft landing.
Yeah, and it's a really powerful thing. My brother and I, we went with Mitchell over there and spent about 2 hours learning about what they do, and it was quite powerful. So all of us kind of donated a portion of sales to McVet. McVet was here to educate the people that were here for the release, collected a ton of coats for them. So it was a really cool process and project all around. So we're looking forward to doing it again next year. Hopefully make it bigger, do a larger volume. I think we did a 40-barrel batch and it was gone within like 2 days. Yeah. So
Still getting calls about it.
yeah.
So that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that leads me to an important question that I think informs a lot about Monument City as a company in its neighborhood. You guys have a strong connection to the city. Will you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, we feel that's a critical part of kind of our role and who we are as kind of a local craft brewer. So we've done a couple beers that have had kind of a philanthropic aspect to it. We also did a series called the Haven Series, which was a series of double IPAs, kind of a West Coast, an East Coast style, and then a double rye IPA that benefited Trash-Free Maryland and Blue Water Baltimore, really with the idea of just making sure we keep our neighborhoods clean and safe and preventing kind of that runoff trash getting into the waters. We live in this area. Dave just bought a house like 5 blocks that way. Do you want to give out your address?
Sure.
No, so, making sure kind of we do what we can to give back. We are a young company, so we do what we can. The neighborhood has been good to us. Baltimore as a whole and the surrounding communities have been really good to us. And really we owe our success and our ability to make beer every day to them. Our goal is not to be some large regional brewery. Maryland is really where we're focused. As long as we can continue to do the right things, on the beer side, which we work really, really hard on that, and make sure that we're active in doing our part in the community, I think we'll be around for a while.
So Nobo is coming back eventually. That was a huge hit for you guys. What was that, last year? Nobo Sobo. Nobo was the first one, which stands for
Northbound.
northbound. Sobo was the
Northbound on the
tangerine
interstate.
one
Hiking trail.
Hiking trail.
Hiking trail.
on the Appalachian.
Appalachian
So
Trail.
Nobo's going to be coming back. Tell us a little bit about that beer, how you came about it originally, because that was like the sort of the height of the haze craze.
Yeah, it was our first New England style beer. Late kettle additions, Citra and Eldorado, double dry hops. It's almost 4 pounds per barrel, and it's a lot of hops.
That beer was huge when that beer came out. Like it was 6-pack 12. It was one of the first 6-pack 12-ounce ones. Usually they're 16-ounce 4-packs.
Yeah, we were a little nervous about doing that. We thought we were going to get some flack for it, but nothing but good response.
And we kind of did it to just be different, just to say,
Here's our 12-ounce.
Yeah, here's a 12-ouncer, as opposed to the
Plus, I feel like
416s.
for you guys, previous to that beer, I would say that you were mostly known for the core beers, like 51 and the Brown.
And we still are.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is great, but that beer sort of like gave you a broader audience. And that was like super cool because I know previous to that, I mean, you weren't ignored, but like there's a certain segment that were
You
made
were off
more
the
aware.
Haze Bro radar. To some
Yeah,
extent.
exactly. There was a certain segment that made Monument more aware. One of those beers that now people are like, wow, these guys are making really cool beer. And I think personally, I think it helped the core line a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's part of why we decided to do it. I mean, listen, there's a lot of breweries in the area that, kind of that's how they've made their name, and they produce a lot of those, which is fantastic. A lot of our production is in our core beer, So it's really difficult to kind of move towards a one-off model. So, but we did say, let's brew one, show people we can brew them. And we were lucky. People liked the beer. So yeah,
That was
we were
a
happy
great
with it.
beer.
Yeah.
Fantastic beer.
People are excited for that when that beer comes out. You probably get asked about it all the time.
Yeah, we get a couple times a week, we get emails and phone calls about it.
All right, so Beercentrics is a show that's about beer, but it's also about other things that beer people like to do. I personally am a huge fan of an Italian deli that's right down the street called Di Pasquale's, one of the best chicken parmesan sandwiches I've ever had in my life. What do you guys like to do in the neighborhood?
So if you're looking to grab food, Di Pasquale's is fantastic. Snake Hill, Laughing Pine are two of our favorites. Cardinal Tavern's pretty close, and then again, Max's is pretty close too. So.
Snake Hill's barbecue, right?
No, Snake Hill is sausages.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they dress up some wieners.
We like a dressed up wiener.
Yep.
You heard it here first. We like a dressed up wiener. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Beercentrics. Hashtag us on your Instagram, beer from here. For the beer guy, I'm the taco mayor. We'll see you next time.
See ya.